Hi, welcome to my channel. This is a video, it's a combined video, so I'm going to explain about it first and then I'm going to tell the story at the end. So, I made a video the other day about assumptions, not trying to change your assumptions in order to change something in your reality, because actually the far more beneficial thing to do is to not care as much. And this kind of goes along with what happened. This was not a client of mine. This is somebody that emailed me, that's been watching my videos for a while, emailed me this success and said, please do share. So that's why I'm doing it. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about resistance. What is resistance? When you are in resistance, you are trying to fix something, trying to mend something. And what you're doing then is living in the vibrational energy of the thing that you're trying to fix. So let's say you've got something wrong with you and you're trying every manner of thing. You're trying all manner of things to not have it anymore. But as you're doing that, you are living in the vibration of the issue. So whatever that is that you're trying to fix, you're living in the vibrational energy of it. So the frequency of it is that I have this problem. So of course you continue to have this problem. It's like any situation in life, when you resist it, it does persist. And the reason it persists is because you are living in the energy of it. It is as simple as that. It's a simple equation, really. So resistance is futile when you want something to change in life. It doesn't change that way. It changes by letting it go, but we can call letting it go several different things. We can call letting it go allowing, accepting the 3D as it is and not pushing against it, just going, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it in this moment. And if I continue to resist it and continue to try to change it, all I will do is hold it in the state it's in, or I will make it worse. So if you know that and you say that to yourself, you remind yourself of that, that will hopefully stop you from doing it. Every time you try to fix something, you live in the vibrational energy of the thing that you're trying to fix. So that is all that you can see more of. You just get pushback. Feedback it is, and the biofeedback that you're getting is more of the same in your 3D reality. So this was the email I got. This was someone who had been married, was divorced, left it about a year or so, and then decided, okay, time for the dating apps. So she's on the dating apps. She's meeting people she's not that interested in. She's meeting people she quite likes. She's meeting people she really likes. The people she quite likes, she might see again a couple of times, and then she said, I just wasn't really interested after that. The people she liked were not bothering with her. She said, and these people were not like you would think that they were out of my league or anything. You know, it's just personality thing. There was some chemistry there, and then it would come to nothing. And I would feel the chemistry on the night, and I would feel on the day or the night, and I would feel that they would feel it, and then nothing. Either nothing at all. So she said, I would generally send the first message and then I would hear nothing, or a couple of messages go to nothing. She said, and so I was in this, I didn't feel bad about myself. She said, because I did see my own value. So it wasn't as if I had really low self-esteem, but what would happen is I would question it. And what am I saying wrong? What am I doing wrong? That these people I like aren't interested in me. You know, what is going on here? She said, I wasn't really fully sure of what it was. I tried to find some sort of pattern in my life, you know, that could have stemmed from something, but I couldn't, and I got frustrated looking for it. I just couldn't find anything. She said, I tried everything. Please help me locate what this issue is, why this is happening. Now, all that was really happening here is she was stuck in the vibrational energy of it not working out by trying to fix it, you know, and those old assumptions that wouldn't have mattered had she just not cared as much. Not cared at all, or just not cared as much. Probably cared 50% less, then things would have been different. So she said that she had never been able to watch my acceptance videos, because as soon as she tried to watch anything about acceptance, it would give her resistance and she would have to not watch it anymore. And I fully appreciate that. I understand that acceptance is a very strange concept when you really want something, and I'm saying just accept the 3D as it is now, but more in a yeah whatever sort of a way. And she wanted to get on with that, but she said she couldn't, so she just accepted, that's not for me, I just don't get acceptance. Anyway, she was looking at a completely unrelated video. and one of my videos came up. She said a really old video where I talked about it and said, if you never had this, if this never worked out for you, would you be okay? So it was a whole video about acceptance. And she said in that moment, I just thought, I feel such a sense of relief that I can just stop now with all this negative thought pattern. I can stop analysing it because it's never going to happen anyway. So if it's never going to happen, then why am I going to analyse anything? Because when I analyse it, I'm trying to make it better for the next time. But I've accepted that it's probably never going to happen, but I am going to be okay. If I never meet anyone else, yeah, it is a bit sad, but you know, it's not the end of the world, and I will be okay because there are parts of my life that I really do enjoy and I'm very happy with. So she said it was a full-on acceptance because she felt the relief in the moment. And that's what I want to say about this. You can't pretend to do it. You can't, it has to be real. You have to say to yourself, what if this never happens? I've done this. It's not meant that it's never happened. It's meant that it's meant the opposite of it not happening. But I've really felt it and accepted what is, and stopped trying to fight with what is, because I didn't know what else to do. I've tried everything, and that's what she was at this point. I've tried everything. I've affirmed, I've tried believing, I've tried living in the end. I know that I'm not even that attached to it. You know, there's just nothing. I've scripted the perfect relationship. Nothing was budging. So this is what it was, more than it's never going to happen. It was just, all right, I'm just going to stop caring about it. I'm just going to stop caring. I'm caring way too much. And when I came back to her and I said, yeah, the reason for this is because you were living in that vibrational energy of not having, she went, oh yeah, that is a good description of it. Yeah, that is definitely what I was doing. Anyway, 3 months down the line, she met somebody online again, and the place where she said, I really thought I'm probably never going to meet anyone, definitely not online. So she said, I had quite a strong assumption that I wouldn't meet somebody online. She said, I met him and I liked him. She said, I was quite kind of hesitant to like him too much. You know, she said, I couldn't help it. I did like him, but I sort of held myself back a little bit because I assumed that I just wouldn't hear anything. I had always sent the messages first before that point, she said, and I just had got to the point there where I wasn't messaging at all. And I was hearing from the ones I wasn't interested in, the ones I did like, I still wasn't really hearing from. So I kind of assumed that I wasn't going to hear from him, but I did. I got a message the next day. She said, I waited a couple of hours, bit gamey, but you know, I did. I thought, just don't rush in there. There's no need to rush in there. Messaged him back. So now a further 3 months down the line, they are seeing each other. And she said, and I almost assumed the opposite, you know, I had fully accepted that possibly dating apps were never going to be the thing for me anyway. And I probably wasn't going to meet anyone else at all, but definitely not on the dating apps. And I really believed that to a point. And I said, yeah, there would have been an element of you still that was open to it. So it wasn't like you had this faith that you would never meet anybody else. It was just an assumption, a natural assumption. And I said, just think about assumptions like this. How many times have you assumed something in life when the opposite's happened and you thought, but I really assumed this? So we have these natural assumptions about people, and generally we see them behave like that in life because we do have that assumption around them. So we have, but that's because we're noticing it. We're noticing it because we know about manifestation and we know the power of our assumptions. So it's more in our conscious awareness of how they behave according to the way we assume that they are. So we notice it. But then we get to a point where we don't care as much or at all. With me, with the two people that have changed in my life, it's been not caring at all. Like, oh God, I just don't care. I don't want to care for this anymore. I don't want to give a toss about it anymore. I just don't want to, and I didn't, and I just released it, and then everything changed, but I hadn't changed the way that I thought that they were. I just didn't care. So this was her. She just didn't care anymore. She'd like fully accepted it, didn't care, everything changed. So even though she had those assumptions, she wasn't consciously aware of those assumptions all of the time. She said, I hadn't changed the way I felt about dating apps. I hadn't suddenly felt that maybe this might happen. She said nothing had changed in those beliefs, but what had changed was her thoughts, and her thought patterns just didn't go where they were going before because she wasn't expecting anything to happen. So she didn't get lost in the trying to fix a problem, because no problem actually exists. you hold it there and it becomes a problem to you because you're holding it there. So it is the problem. If you could stop caring as much, everything would change. So you don't have to be afraid that you have let something go. You don't have to be afraid that you have accepted something and this means this is what you're stuck with. You'll find a huge relief in it. But if nothing else, say to yourself, if nothing else, I'm going to get some relief from this. But things will change. But they'll change when you don't care. They'll change. It's quite difficult, isn't it, to say, well, I'm never going to get to the point where I don't care. Or don't care as much. If you care 80% now, and if you then cared 40%, that's a huge difference, isn't it? 40% and 80%. A lot will happen in that space where you don't care so much anymore. A lot will happen. And that's how things change. So as she described it, fully accepting that 3D was what it was. This was happening. This was how things were unfolding for her at the moment. And she was just going to go, okay, whatever. This is how it is. This is probably never going to happen. But I do enjoy the social part of it, so I'm just going to focus on that, really. So she said she was just like seeing it as getting myself out and about, getting myself out there, meeting some nice people sometimes that I have kept in touch with. You know, what's the downside to that, she said. She said in the back of my mind, I did think, if I meet someone, it's probably going to be a completely different way than on a dating app, if that does happen. And of course it didn't. It happened via the dating app, something she said that she would never do.